Hello, everybody. Can you hear me? Is this thing on? Olive was lying down over there, and as soon as I said, hello, everybody, she jumps up, and it's like, I want to be part of the conversation, man. We just gave her a bath the other day. Yeah, I know. Because she was rank. I assume all of you have seen that video of her accidentally getting dunked by the geese into the dirty duck pond. It was gross. She smelled like, the wet dog smell, but it was like a wet dog smell in conjunction with like duck pond. It was just crazy. You're okay? We're talking to the world right now. Hey? After you give her a bath, because of her breed, you have to really do a good job of brushing it out. If you don't brush it like kind of properly or right away when she's drying, she's going to get matted. Matted basically means you're going to get chunks of hair, like big clumps. And then once you get clumps, then it's really hard to get out. Okay, what are you doing? I got things to do. Look at the camera. Look over there. Welcome to the live stream, folks. I think it's America's birthday today, too, isn't it? So happy 4th of July. I guess Americans say happy 4th of July. I guess. Correct me if I'm wrong, all you Yankees out there. Us, we just had up here in Canada, we just had our Canada Day, which is Canada's birthday. That's on July 1st. But we just call it Canada Day. We don't say happy 1st of July. You okay? You can go down now? You can go down now? Okay, good girl. Lie down, okay? Lie down. Okay, let's get back to business. I had to turn my phone on silent because I keep getting all of these, notifications in your phone from birds attending the feeder. Oh, brother, hope everybody's doing okay. Saturday, we're getting the farm going this morning. My wife was with me. I was going to do some filming. I was going to work on the chicken coop build. And then it started to get real dark. And then we're kind of looking up and we're like looking around like, oh, this doesn't really look promising for the day. So turns out it was a drizzle. Actually, it's sunny out now. We got back in, I don't know, a few hours ago. But it is what it is. We need rain too, right? And it's been so brutally hot. How many of you people out there are dealing with this brutal heat? I know that we just finished complaining about the cold. Just a few months ago we were complaining, but boy, oh boy, it is not quite to the point that it's unbearable, but it's uncomfortable, especially when you're trying to build a chicken coop because you just get roasted. Hopefully you can find a Michael Jackson twin. Thanks. Yeah, I hope we find a Michael Jackson twin too, because I do like to reacquire the, what was that breed? Light Sussex. It's a British breed of bird. Nomad Tanker. Chad, love the farm. You totally changed my attitude about Canadians. We hear stories in South Dakota. Most are BS. Like, what kind of stories? Canadians are well known around the world for being good people, friendly, hospitable. I don't know. It's good that I changed your mind about Canadians. Most of us Canadians are good peoples. Lyndon Ferraro. Does Olive like to play in water or swim? That was the first time she ever got into deep water. I mean, she's been in the rain, she's been in the shower, she gets groomed, that kind of thing, but we've never had her around any body of water. And honestly, we don't really want her going in unless it's the right situation because she takes forever to dry. A Labrador can jump in the water, go swimming, and get out, and the dogs, they shake off, and then it's like not even an hour, and a Labrador is dry. An Old English sheepdog that's wet is like 7 hours, maybe longer. Oh, it was so funny that dunking when she got pushed in because what are the chances that I'm filming exactly in that moment, right? I literally have my phone and I'm zoomed in on the ducks and I'm just doing a voiceover as I'm explaining how the ducks like to forage. And then I see those two ducks. The one boy is chasing the one girl duck. So my phone's coming down like this as I'm filming those ducks. And then I can see Olive running in the screen full speed. It's super funny, you know? And then what happened? The geese come over thinking that Olive's doing something to the ducks. And I kind of panicked. You'll see the camera kind of go like that because I was going to get ready to go get Olive. I know that dogs can swim, but I worry about her. I've never seen her in water. Anyways, very priceless scene, especially to get it on film like that. If I was just telling the story to people, I don't know if you'd have that kind of comical effect. I got to try to make a YouTube short with that clip. The problem for those who don't know about editing and all that, when you have a video like you're filming, let's say on your phone or on my big camera, it's like a wide screen, right? Now, if you want to translate that to a short, which is like a vertical, you have to crop it. And when you crop it, it's almost like it zooms in too much. So I really don't know if I could make a short. It might be zoomed in too much. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Samantha, happy Canada Day, Chaz. Is that a typo or do you really think my name is Chaz? Like Chaz Palminteri, the actor? Oh, 250 years for the US. 250 years. So what's the birth date then? Like 1776? I guess that would make it 200. I think Canada's birthday we just had was 159. So you can see how much younger Canada is to the US. Samantha says, will you guys ever get horses? I will not count it out. We may. I may start small with tiny, smaller mini horse types, maybe ponies, that kind of thing. But you never know. And you never know, too, how the YouTube channel progresses. Horses are expensive. And I never really had any desire in my life to have horses, I guess, when I think back. But when I think about it now, I'm like, we have a farm. I mean, why couldn't we have a horse or two? But if you want to buy a horse, they're expensive. Like we're talking several $1,000s. There are a lot of folks that give away horses, like people who are downsizing their farm, people with hobby farms that are now getting older and they're, moving on from the farm life. You can get those sometimes free. You can get them sometimes really, really cheaper, but they're all old horses. They're not like, reasonably young horses that you can grow up. Like I always have this thing, like I wish I could get animals when they're very young, because I feel like it's so much nicer to bond with them when they're young and then they grow up and you guys just learn to love each other, But It's not to say that you can't get an old horse and be good, but I don't know. We'll see how that goes. Olive loves to be a lap dog, that's for sure. I'm just scrolling through the chat here. I got it set on slow. I think every 25 seconds you guys can comment, so it gives me a chance to. They had 2 tornadoes a few towns over today. Mom Robert, a few towns over from where? I didn't hear about tornadoes. That's serious business, though. Who's that? Pope RN Jesus? He must be talking about Quebecers. I get that. Wink, wink. Yeah. In the States, they warn us of rogue Canadians. Really? Is that true? Or are you just kidding? What kind of rogue Canadians? I think Americans are the most, or at least they are known to be that kind of rogue type people, rebels all around the world. Nobody usually thinks that of Canadians, or at least Canadians don't think of ourselves like that in any case. It's interesting, though, that you Americans say Happy 4th of July. You don't say anything about America's birthday, or I guess it just rolls off the tongue, Happy 4th of July. What else would you say? Like, we call ours Canada Day. Anyways, the weather has been crazy this year. City acre flock. Yeah, it's pretty crazy all over the world. Like, you've seen TikToks of all the fights in like different countries across Europe, like France. They're like people fighting at their retail stores trying to get an air conditioner because it's so hot. And I mean, they're not used to getting so hot like that. But I mean, I'm of the opinion that it's not like hot summers are anything new. Maybe it's a little bit hotter this year. They always talk about El Nino and all that. But it's not like we've never had hot summers before. Here in our area of Ontario, we always get several heat waves over the summer. It's nice when you can just sit around by the pool or on your porch or sit around and not do much. When you're trying to do farm work, it's tough. Those geese are dangerous. Wait, I lost it. Somebody said those geese are dangerous. Oh, I just skipped. Oh, City acre flock. We got a speckled Sussex pullet, and it's calm and sweet. Yeah, the Sussex. I love the Sussex breed. Kathy McGee says, "How about goats? You guys want goats, or you want me to get goats?" Oh my God, that was a typo, Chad. Okay, I figured. I have nothing against goats. I have like a vision to get, I don't know, 2, maybe 3 goats. I don't think you should keep just one. You should have at least 2, right? But I really don't want to get into a situation where I have to milk. And I don't know anything about goats. So do they just automatically come into milk and then you have to milk them? Or because if you don't milk them, they'll get infections in their mammary glands? Because I've read that somewhere. Or do they only come into milk if they have babies? So I'm not 100% sure on that. But I have nothing against goats. I just don't want to add more work for me. And I don't want to have to be milking goats. Donkeys are awesome. Julie's Life says donkeys are awesome. And to be honest, some of them are cute too. Like I've seen so many little like TikTok videos of these tiny little kind of shaggy, hairy looking donkeys, like mini donkeys. And they're like, I'd love to have that. I've seen some videos of mini cows as well. Gorgeous little cows, but then you look it up and they're like $10,000 because it's so hard for them to figure out how to breed these miniature cows. I don't know how they do it. Oh yeah, here's the comment. Them geese are dangerous. That's 5T3VO333. Yeah, I mean it's good to know that they do their job, right? Because I if you guys were just watching the video, it might look like Olive was chasing the ducks, right? That's why I did a little explanation because I'm with Olive every day and I see the way she behaves around the animals, and I know that Olive is a peacekeeper. So I know that the Drake was chasing the hen, and Olive gets all riled up and she goes to kind of break it up. She thinks maybe they're fighting. But then as soon as the geese saw that Olive was going towards the ducks, the geese came over and all their momentum just carried it right into the pond. And as soon as Olive was on the edge of the pond, putting her hands there, like trying to pull herself out of the pond, you can see all the hair was just hanging there. She was shocked for sure. But I wonder if she learned a lesson, like to stay away from the edge of the water. I was hysterical when that happened, though. Like, not hysterical in a crazy way, hysterical. Like, it was so funny. And my wife was in the farmhouse, and I went in right away to show her the video clip because I was so happy that I got it on film. And I'm like, oh, because you know what? I was making this video, and between the animals and we acquired 2 nectarine trees. So I was planting these 2 new nectarine trees. That's what the video was going to be like titled somehow. And then that happened with Olive. So I changed the title and I kind of changed the theme of the video that, and sometimes that happens on a farm. You just naturally get kind of some kind of content because I wasn't expecting it either. It's not like I planned it out. Leanne Hall says, what type of chickens for the new coop? I don't know, to be honest. I do like the light Sussex breed. I do like the Rhode Islands. A bunch of people have recommended Orpingtons, but it's hard to get Orpingtons. There's here in Ontario, there's a big hatchery called Fry's, Freys. So basically every farm store that you go to, they have a little form. It's like a piece of paper form that you fill out, and they send the order in for you. And then Fry's ships it to the store, and then you're able to pick up your chicks. But Orpingtons, you can't get chicks. You can only buy ready to lay birds, and they only do that for a few months during the summer. So I really don't know if it's going to line up properly by the time I finish the coop and I'm ready to get chicks. I don't really want to get chicks right now because I have nowhere to put them. You can't just put chicks in the barn with Freddie and the retirement posse because they'll peck them. Chickens are vicious. So yeah, that's to be determined about which final type of chickens. Nova Scotia's having a heat wave day 3. It's been brutal here for the heat. We've been at 32 degrees. That's, you say, oh, 32 degrees. That's not that bad. But then you add in the humidity and it must feel like, 38 at least. Big T003 says, maybe at the Airbnb you can offer horseback riding around your property. I mean, all stuff like that is a possibility, but it's like you got to be making money and you have a liability problem. You're going to need extra insurance if you got people riding horses. What if people fall off your horse on your property? So it's like they're going to need to sign a waiver or something because I don't want to be held responsible for somebody breaking their hip because they fell off a horse. So it's things like that I think about when I'm coming up with my vision, like, okay, what am I going to do? I think I'd probably rather just keep it simple. If I'm going to rent anything, just renting and that's it. But also, if we were to get goats or horses or sheep or any other larger type animal, we have nowhere to put them. If you think about the mini pig living situation right now, they're taking up the two stalls in the barn. So where would I put horses then? They wouldn't even have any barn. They wouldn't have a stall or so that would have to be figured out first. Donkeys are good for coyote protection. Yeah, I've heard that. I've seen videos of big donkeys using their teeth to pick up coyotes, and they kind of whip them around and they slam them on the ground like that. Don't mess with a donkey, that's for sure. Jan Coldwater. Hi there from upstate New York. It's interesting how I've been to New York. They call it upstate New York. What do they call it in the southern end of New York? Do they say downstate? Because I never hear that. I always hear from upstate New York. But you guys don't just say from northern New York. Like here in Ontario, for example, if you're talking upstate, like we have provinces, but it's like a state. If you're talking upstate, that's in the north, but we don't say up province, right? Way up there in up province, Ontario. We don't say that. We say northern Ontario. But that's what's so cool about, running a YouTube channel, doing these live chats, because you get to learn about other people. You guys get to learn about us here in Canada as well. Kathy McGee says it's 105 degrees in North Carolina. 105. Isn't that like Arizona type weather, like desert type weather? City Acre Flock. I need to get some ducks. Well, where are you located, City Acre Flock? Are you like local to us? I think you told me at some point, but honestly, I can't remember everybody. Cindy, your harvest is doing very well and your orchard is coming along. Yeah, this is the second year we've had kind of a dozen cherries or so. And we have a few apples on the smaller apple trees. We have a few pears. We have a few peaches. So as the trees get bigger and, I don't know, stronger, more developed, I figure I always say it's food for decades. It's one of my things I always say on the channel. Lori 779, will we have another chicken coop build video soon? Actually, because I came in early today because it was raining, I started editing. So Monday, it's not finished yet, but I'll have it finished tonight. And then that will take us, I guess that's the fourth episode of the chicken coop. Yeah, it's coming along. I'm at the point now that I need to just do some laborious work. Like I want to dig a trench all the way around to put the hardware cloth vertically. So that's kind of an important step. I don't want to miss it. Oh, there's Lalia Goodsong. Or is it Rebecca? Wink, wink. Jan Coldwater, I love your channel and how you love your animals. Yeah, I try my best. The animals keep us sane. If I knew back like 20 years ago that I would enjoy farm life so much, I would have tried a lot harder to get a farm sooner. We just sell a house, move on to a bigger, better house, and then sell that and move on to a bigger, better house. And it's only once I got fed up really with cities and city life, that's how I got the farm. Hey, from Missouri here. Backing and roasting here. Delbert Jones. Oh, baking. You mean baking. Okay, I get it. Baking and roasting here. Because it's so hot, eh? Missouri. Where is Missouri? Is that like considered center? Or is that considered Midwest? I'm always confused by that. Because I always feel like whenever they describe Midwest, it's not really the West. It's like in the center of the country. So I don't know. That's just us foreigners trying to figure out all this stuff. Mom Robert, those miniature goats are so cute. Those are the pygmy goats, right? I think those are the smallest goats, the pygmy goats. Paisley says, we also call it Dominion Day here in Canada, but that's an older version. You know what? I have never in my life heard it called Dominion Day. What part of Canada calls it Dominion Day? Or is this going back like decades? Because ever since I was a kid, it's been Canada Day. Oh, I just lost my line. Shoot. Trying to control the mouse and look into the camera once in a while. Somebody said something about Bubbles. I don't want to miss it because Bubbles is doing great. Oh, there, Dominion. Oh, that was Michael. He said, hey, Chad, Bubbles has changed so much since the surgery. Have you got her a collar yet? I mean, I have lots of collars sitting around. I have not attempted to put a collar on her. And the reason for that is she needs more time, in my opinion. So I'll just give you an example. You guys have seen the videos. Bubbles is approaching me when all the other cats are approaching me, right? So what I do is I squat down. I set up the camera first, and then I squat down, and all the other cats come, except for Mango, really. He's kind of off to the side. And now, since Bubbles has been doing so well, Bubbles is coming over too, and I'm so excited when I can pet Bubbles. Now, the thing is that actually I think I explained it in the next video, or maybe it's next Thursday's video. The thing is that Bubbles doesn't behave that way when there's no cats in there. So it's almost like all the other cats coming to me to say hi, it's giving her confidence to come and say hi as well. So this is going back maybe a week ago now. I'm petting her. And then what I did, I had one hand on top, and then I just slowly put one hand under her belly, like almost as if I was going to pick her up, but I didn't. I just put the hand under there. She got mad. She didn't like it. She kind of went like this, like she was going to bite me. Her reaction to me doing that, I'm pretty sure she was going to bite me. So I said to myself, no, it's way too early. Way too early to attempt it. And she might not ever want that. Like I don't want to pressure her so much. She's been doing so well. She used to wear a collar. Like when Bubbles was like an infant, I was picking her up all the time. When she was a little bit older, we had collars on all the cats. And then at some point, the little rubber insert, because I had all these air tags on the cat, so the little rubber holder was kind of hanging off the collar, and then she just got it off one day, I guess, because it was hanging there. She could actually chew it off. So anyway, since then she don't wear a collar. It's the same with Mango. Mango used to wear a collar. I took the collar off one day because I needed to change the battery in the air tag. And then when I went to go put the collar on him again, he just wouldn't let me. And I've picked him up and kind of hugged him tightly, trying to get a collar on him. And he just freaks right out. I mean, freaks out like he's like a feral cat. That's the way he is. And he scratched up my chest on that day. So since then, I just said, I don't need, I mean, he's already trained to come in and out of the cat house, although he decides on his own that he doesn't want to come back. But I'm confident that he understands that this is his home and this is the system. This to fall off. Getting a dry throat already from talking too much. Louisa, happy Saturday, Chad. I missed your last live because I was working on our travel trailer, getting ready to move to our homestead. I'm happy to be on this one today. Well, glad you could join us. Where is your new homestead and how is it going? Are you guys all moved in already, or you're still in the process of getting ready to move? That's exciting though, right? Getting a new homestead, like getting a property, and you get to kind of plan it out and figure out what you're going to do. That's one of the things I enjoyed about the farm is, envisioning everything in my head even before I do them. Yeah, I figure out the priorities afterwards, but I had like a vision on what I want to do. And we still have a vision. There's so many things that we haven't done on the property yet. Like we haven't even got our own house set up there yet. Kathy McGee, goats are cute and the babies are adorable. Yeah, they are actually. And to be honest, goats are one of those animals that are also useful to have on your property because they eat a lot of stuff that a lot of animals don't eat, right? Goats just eat all through grass and weeds and trees and branches. And I've seen people giving Christmas trees to their goats because they eat all the branches and everything. It's like, holy smokes. So there's a bunch of places around our property that it would be nice to have a goat or two and just leave them there for a week and have them do their thing. And then they'll be pooping all over the place too, right? I think goats have cold manure just like rabbits. So it doesn't have to compost. Just popping in to say thank you for taking such good care of those cats. Yeah, the cats take care of me too. The cats put a smile on my face every day, even when like Mango's being bad and he doesn't want to come in. Gosh, he's a stinker sometimes, but I love the guy. I'm only worried about him. I don't want to lose him. Louisa says that's only milk goats, and it's after they kid. They will naturally dry up with weaning. Okay, so you could potentially get a couple of goats, like 2 female goats, and they're never going to get milk because they've never gotten pregnant, right? Michael says goats can be a free lawnmower. Exactly. I was just talking about that. Different types of goats. Stay away from the horned goats. Yeah, I don't want to get horned or gored. I've seen goats, they put their head down and then they butt heads. But I can handle a goat. I'm not really worried about it, but we'll see. I think when it comes to something like getting other animals, I think a lot of it has to do with the opportunity. It's like, I can plan out, okay, I want to get goats. But where do you get goats? You don't just go to the store and get goats. There's not usually breeders that are just breeding goats and selling them. People who breed goats for a living are raising meat goats. So you got to find that right opportunity, that it's the right breed. And here in Canada, we use Kijiji a lot. Kijiji is like online classified ads, and you can find animals through that. Hello from Kentucky. Kentucky. Andrew says, do the geese and cats interact? I think the cats stay away from the geese, to be frank. Never seen them close by, or I think the cats know to keep their distance from the geese. And that's really the function of the geese. I don't think that the geese maybe could prevent a coyote attack or a bobcat attack or a bear attack or some other larger type predator. I don't think the geese can stop them. I think the geese, when I refer to the geese as guard geese, I think number one, that they are helping to prevent aerial predators, hawks and falcons and anything else that's flying that wants to come down and steal a duck. I think they'll stay away because of the geese. And what about small predators like maybe small fox, raccoons, just like cats? They don't want to go near the geese because the geese are loud and obnoxious. The geese are rude. So that's really the purpose of the geese. You want them to be rude, right? Because you want them to kind of be loud and boisterous whenever there's an issue. Andrew says the problem with goats is they can be escape artists and they only eat the tasty things first. I've heard that about goats. They're escape artists. As long as you have fencing set up, I think it'll be fine. But I like to be prepared for stuff like that. I don't think I would get goats if I didn't have a fence system set up. Waleska Quintana says, hi, Chad. Is Olive okay? Yeah, she's fine. She's terrific. She was a little stinky after that dunking, but she's okay. I think Orpingtons are called gentle giants, Susan says. And their bodies are so plump as well, right, Susan? They are beautiful birds. There's so many different types of Orpingtons too, though, right? Buff Orpington. I always hear that one, buff. I don't know what makes them buff. Is that the big ones? They're called buff? Made You Look says, hi, Chad. My boyfriend uses AI for his merch. You should use it too for yours. You have so many to choose from. He's able to sell a decent amount doing it and make it easier for you. So there's probably 4 designs that are done with AI. And it's like just a software. There's one of the viewers actually did it for me for free, mind you. Especially the design that has Dexter from the TV show, that's done with AI. It's just done with a cat that looks like Dexter. Same with Olive jumping over the fence. Big T says, you got to have the insurance. Yeah, for sure. Oh, Playground AI, it's called. Okay, I've never heard of that. Playground. I guess there's a lot of the AI softwares that are getting popularized now. City Acre Flock. I have Rhode Island Reds, Plymouth Barred Rock, Speckled Sussex, Brahma, Midnight Mirand, and Americana. That's nice. I've heard of the brand. Not brand, Brahma. I've heard of that. That's a nice mix of birds. Bev, hi, Chad and everyone. How you doing, Bev? Glad you could join us. We're up to 194 people now. I really didn't plan on going live today, to be honest, because I was going to work on my chicken coop all day, and then it started to rain. So I'm like, oh man, I got all deflated. I covered my tools because I have my big saw out there. I don't want to ruin it. So then I'm like, okay, my wife was doing some gardening, so I text her and I'm like, let's just pack up and get out of here. So that's why I said, okay, I'll go live, but it's maybe people have a lot of things to do today as well because it's the 4th of July, right? It's a holiday in the US, right? So a lot of people, I guess, are celebrating and having barbecues and doing fireworks and all that kind of stuff. I guess, right? Zipped Up Kits. How you doing, Holly? It's 106 degrees. That's hot. Yeah. We've been 32 degrees here. So that's what, like 80, something like that. So really, when you think about heat, I don't think we're like as hot. There's so many places in the United States that's way hotter, but 40 degrees is pretty hot. You don't feel like his when it's so hot like that, I feel like I have no energy, you know? It's like it just bogs me down and I keep drinking water. And because you're drinking more water, you sweat more and you're drinking more water and you're sweating. It's like, got to be careful not to overheat yourself. Made you look says, you're looking very tan. I am looking tan. You should see, like, down in here, it's like white and pasty. But up here, it's farmer tan. Oh, Crypto by the Sea says upstate, central, metro, Long Island. Okay, those are the main areas of New York State. So upstate just covers everywhere north of where? Like north of the central, I guess. Metro would be like what? Manhattan? And then Long Island is Long Island. And we have taken a long driving trip down to New York. We This is years ago. We the Twin Towers were still there back then. And I drove around all Manhattan and everything. I had a hard time finding gas stations. It kind of shocked me a little bit. All around Manhattan, I was running out of gas for the car and I couldn't find any gas stations. And they didn't have Google Maps back then. I was one of those goofballs that had those big giant map books and I had it, so I'd be driving with my 2 feet, you know what I mean? Don't tell anybody. I'd be driving with my 2 feet, my legs, my thighs here, and I'd have this map. And every once in a while, I'd look over the map. That was crazy. I'm a good driver, though. I never put myself into dangerous situations. Lalia Goodsong, or Rebecca, aka, says, it's nice not to see the trees covered in beetles. We haven't seen the Japanese beetles, to be honest, but there are rose chafer beetles, which are just like Japanese beetles, but they're smaller and brown. But the Asian beetle traps, they also attract the rose chafer beetles. Waleska Quintana says she used to eat cherries, but now she's allergic. Interesting, eh? How we can develop these allergies. Miss Raquel Glanville. How about Polish chickens? Polish chickens are the ones with those poofy heads, right? They're beautiful chickens, though. Man, all you people all over the United States are dealing with this heat too. I guess all of North America is having a heat wave right now. Lalia says, haha, you can call me Rebecca. Brianna says, I'm not trying to get graphic, but how bad was Gloria that morning? You're talking the morning when I found after the weasel attack. You know what? Obviously, I came into the coop and all the chickens' heads were gone. Even Meatloaf, big, giant 25-pound Meatloaf, gone. And I mean, I didn't name her Gloria then, but she was just lying on the ground. And the only thing that was wrong with her was, like how a chicken's neck is like that, right? Gloria was kind of like this. And, she was like stiff. So she was just in the ground and she was stiff. But I could see that she was alive. Her eyes were moving and she was breathing, and you could when I held her, you can feel her breathing. And I honestly didn't think she'd survive. I packed up a bunch of straw and I put her in the bunny house. And I left her in there for a while. It took her a long, long time to kind of feel better. But look at her now. Like, she's practically made a full recovery. She's running around. So it's like, at least we got one survivor out of that. Almost like a silver lining, it's like, because at least Big Red has a companion now, and Big Red has been basically every time Big Red is put back into his flock after like a couple of months, I have to remove him again because they keep pecking on his feathers in his tail. But Gloria is not doing that, and Red's tail is coming in nicely. And they're getting along, so that's good. Bev says, I'm so over this heat and humidity. You know what's so interesting? Okay, you guys know that my wife Remy, she's a Filipina, and I have obviously visited the Philippines with her, visiting her family and all that, like dozens of times over the years. We've been married 31 years now. So we used to visit her mom all the time, and we'd get away from, the visit for Christmas or something like that. Sometimes people would get married and then we'd have to attend the wedding things. So there's always something going on that we used to visit all the time. Now, if you're talking the hot season in the Philippines is like a tropical country. And I mean, they show you the temperature of Manila, let's say, or other places in the Philippines, and it might show 32 degrees Celsius. And I think to myself, it's 32 degrees Celsius back home. And it doesn't feel like this. So the heat and humidity, if you were to kind of guess in the Philippines with the humidex factor, it's got to feel like 60 degrees. Has to. Because you can't even like push your shoes on. You're sweating already. You know what I mean? It's like if you go into the shower, you feel good when you're in the shower. And then as soon as you turn off the water and you step out of the shower into the humidity again, because the houses there are not centralized with air conditioning, it would cost you a fortune. It's literally a slap in the face, and you're sweating within like a minute, even after you've just had a shower. So people in the Philippines have several showers a day. It's so hot. We never travel to the Philippines anymore when it's hot season. Yeah, because forget about it. Julie's Life says, I like the chickens with the feathery legs. What are those called? The chickens with the feathery legs? Jeez. It's on the tip of my tongue. Rebecca M says, I'm loving the chicken scramble when it's time to get them to go in. It's hilarious for me too, because it's like they're so smart. They know you got food, or they know that you're going to get food. So the chickens have been following me around the farm. Now, what makes what's been happening so different than before is that before, when I had the old chicken coop, we had the bird yard, right? So the bird yard was all fenced in. The chickens really didn't have an opportunity to follow me around the farm. So it's actually quite comical when they start running, and then I'll get my phone and I'll put my phone down low like this as I'm walking back to the barn, and I'm trying to get like a nice smooth shot of all these chickens. And sometimes they go pretty fast. It's hilarious, I think. I always get a kick out of it anyway, so I hope you guys do too. Gold over silver is watching a marathon session of the Twilight Zone and watching me at the same time. What do you got? A split screen on your laptop? I remember the Twilight Zone, or at least later seasons of the Twilight Zone. Wow, it's hot in Charlotte, North Carolina as well. 97 Fahrenheit. Whew. Who's this? Henning Gartera. I'm screwing that up somehow. Henning Gartera. Anyways, that viewer says it's been over 100 here in southern Ontario, Tecumseh, Ontario. 100. That's very hot. We're not that hot up here in our area. We're just a hop, skip, and a jump away from Aurelia, and it's been like 32 degrees. That's the hottest we got so far. But I'm sure with the humidex, it kind of feels hotter than that, but we're nowhere near 100 yet. I mean, nowhere near. I mean, we're a few degrees away, but I mean, that's just hot, hot, hot. They said back in the winter, they said we're going to have one of those El Nino summers where all North America is going to get ridiculously hot. Made you look says, did you know wasps go into fig seeds and die but get absorbed by the fruit? So you mean to say when we're eating figs, you could be eating wasps? What, they fossilize inside the fruit? Gold over silver says Chad and Fozzie do stuff at their own pace. One speed Fozzie? I have more than one speed. Everything that I have going on in my life, I think I do pretty good building a chicken coop in a few months. I still can't think of those chickens with the feathery legs. The West is always hot in the summer, nothing new. Yeah, that's what I say. Holly says, good grief, I didn't realize my chat was set to top. What do I have it set at? Oh, I have it set at live chat, so I see all the comments. She says, I'm no longer lost. Big Red and Gigi are best buddies, yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. Waleska Quintanas, like she says, Gloria's doing great. She's laying eggs. You know, she's laying more eggs now since she's been kind of the lone hen with Big Red compared to when she had 6 other hens with her. Leanne Hall says, any rats or weasels that you have seen? I have not seen any sign of the weasel since when? Since when it started to get spring. Since Olive and I started spending more time outdoors at the farm, I haven't seen any weasels. I haven't seen any evidence of weasels. I have seen evidence of rats over by the turkey area where the goose security booth is, you know, the blue goose house. I have seen rat evidence there. So I need to deal with that before it gets out of hand. Gold over silver. Any idea when the piglets are going to arrive? That's a good question. I figure first or second week of August. And honestly, I didn't keep track of when the pigs got pregnant. I only kept track of when I put Bobby in with Billy. And I didn't even mark it on a calendar. I have a YouTube channel, so I just went back to when I published that video. And I published that video on April 20th. And they say that a mini pig's gestation period is 3.5 months. 3.5 months, maybe 3 months or 3 weeks, something like that. So it brings us into, early to mid August. Yeah. Yeah, I had the scene blurred. Yeah. That was I didn't want to show too much. And you never know what YouTube is going to block you for either. Because, you think of it. Oh, silkies. Holly says those are called silkies with the feathery legs. And Rebecca says too, silkies, that's it. Yeah, you guys got it. So when you're uploading a video into YouTube, okay, the first thing you do is you select the video and it kind of populates inside the YouTube screen. And then there's a whole bunch of checks that you have to check. And it takes you to another page. And there's a whole list of guidelines. And you have to submit to these guidelines, basically. And if you can't, I don't know, you can't talk about anything sexual, or you can't talk about, I don't know, guns. You can't talk about anything controversial. You can't talk about anything too graphic, so you have to be careful what you're showing, what you're talking about, because YouTube has rules about those things. And maybe you can get away with showing something or talking about something. You guys might have seen a video at some point from somebody that you didn't want to watch, right? But they're probably not monetized. So YouTube still allows you to keep the video there, but you can't monetize it because they are unable to get ads to play on those kind of controversial videos, because all the businesses that want to pay for the ads, they want to put their ads on good, wholesome content, right? They don't want to put their ads on sketchy content. Oh, gold over silver chat. I meant reading the chat at your own pace. Okay. I was like, what does he mean? I'm slow like Fozzie? Yeah, because I'm way down in the chat because, I have those little wheels on the mouse. So I'm using the wheel to go up and down. Okay. I admit. That's the comment that I'm at, though. At my own pace. Denise Gilmore, the cats chased the weasels away. It could very well be, Denise, because if you think about it, the weasel moved in towards the end of the winter, and the weasel was more than likely eating some rats, and then it turned on to the chickens. And the cats do not go out as often in the winter. There's a lot of days that I just keep them in, and it was a nasty winter too. And then in addition to that, on days that I do have the cats out, it might only be for like a couple hours. They're not staying out for 8 hours. So, yeah, you could very well be. Now that the cats are out a lot more, I'm out there a lot more. I'm always building the chicken coop. There's always noises going on. So, definitely. Will is asking, did any of the turkey eggs hatch? So here's the thing. Do you remember, I don't know, 6 videos ago, maybe? I did a video saying something about the turkeys. Something happened with our turkeys, or I was disappointed with the turkeys or something. And the gist of that video was that when the hen got off the nest of eggs, there was no eggs there. So little by little, I guess when the hen determines that the egg is not viable anymore, or maybe it had turned rotten or whatever, they just kind of push it out of the nest. But shortly after that, I put a piece of wood blocking the door when that hen was out because I didn't want the hen to come back in. And I think it was the next day I came into the turkeys, and that hen that was sitting on the eggs was sitting on the ground in front of that wood that I put on. And then I kind of was trying to push her off, and I noticed there was an egg there. And I'm like, whoa, you're not supposed to be laying eggs in the summer. So I said, okay, let's try this out. So I removed the wood right away, and I took that one egg and put it inside where the nest was again. And she went right to the nest. So she sat on that one egg. Now, since then, they either that bird or the other bird as well have laid 2 or 3 more. So I think that there's 3 or 4 eggs right now that turkey hen is sitting on. So I've just been letting her sit all this time. I check in on her every once in a while just to kind of see if maybe there's like some baby turkeys there. But cross our fingers that she can have another try at it. I'm interested to see if they can actually be successful mothers, like hatching them by themselves. Miranda Rebecca is asking about Bubbles' collar on. I didn't get a collar on Bubbles yet. We talked about this at the beginning. You must have joined us a little bit late. But I didn't even attempt it. So for anybody who's joined a bit late, this was last week maybe. I tried, how I pet Bubbles. I just usually stroke her from the head down her back, and I usually end up with the tail. I always go up the tail, and that's how I've been petting Bubbles. So I kind of tucked one hand underneath her belly while I was petting her and kind of acted like maybe I was gonna grab her. I didn't grab her though. I just put my hand there. She got mad. She turned her head like right as soon as I did that, she kind of turned her head, and I'm pretty sure she was gonna bite me. And I don't mean a love bite. I mean, she was probably going to bite my hand to tell me to back off. So since that, I didn't do it. I said, no, she needs more time. Oh, Susan Workman says, Google says there's 10 breeds that have feathery feet. Silkies, Brahman, Cocklins. Interesting. Yeah, Bev, baby piglets, I find, are extremely cute. Extremely cute. And what's interesting about the piglets, and I mean, I've had 2 different litters, so we've experienced it already. What's interesting to me about the piglets is that they are running around at full speed within such a short period of time from being born. If you think about kittens, it takes kittens like 10 days just to open their eyes. But these pigs, they run around, and then once they get to I remember the last litter we had, I was just sitting in there with peanut butters on my fingers trying to socialize the piglets, and they were like nibbling the peanut butter off my fingers. It'll be fun again. And we have a vet this time too. Last time we just had the litter, and we didn't use a vet for anything. And there's no reason to use a vet unless you suspect there's a problem. But what I plan to use the vet for is to castrate the boys. Because one of the problems when you have a litter of piglets like that, maybe it's only like a couple of months, and you can see already that the boys are starting to show their dominance, and they're climbing on the backs of all the other pigs. So that's just the testosterone, you know. So you need to kind of cut their nuts. And that's how, if you were raising pigs for meat, you have to castrate the boys, because there's something called boar taint. And it's almost like if you were to raise a pig for meat and don't castrate them, by the time they get big enough to harvest, if you want to eat that, the meat's not going to taste good. It's going to, I don't know, taste like man. Like it'll taste like testosterone or something. So I've never experienced it before, but I think that's kind of an important thing. So I don't do that anyways. We're not raising these pigs for meat. We raise them to sell for pets, house pigs. So that's kind of the idea. But it's good if you're going to end up with one or two. You don't want them to have fully intact. The turkeys watch Frankie. Yeah, you know what? The turkeys, I've seen the turkeys fight with Frankie. And I mean, I don't think there's any winner or loser. It's just feathers, you know? Once the goose bites the feathers, they don't let go. And then if the turkey runs away, it plucks the feathers out. But the two turkeys also fight with each other. They're always fighting. Yeah, somebody's asking if Billy's pregnant. I think it was just in the last video that I did, where I zoomed in on a certain angle of her round belly, and it certainly looked like it's pregnant, because she doesn't normally look that round. Yeah. But if she is pregnant, she would only be like halfway into her pregnancy. So maybe it's not going to show too much when it's halfway only. Ati Laera. Ati Laera. Good day, Chad. Am I saying that right? Ate? Are you a Filipino? Is that why it says Ate Laera? In the Philippines, they are very respectful of their elders. And again, I don't know that person. I don't know if they're a Filipino. Maybe it's Ate Laera. But anyways, in the Philippines, let me move that away from Olive. Let's say you have an older brother or an older sister, you refer to them as kuya. If it's like your older brother, you would say Kuya Chad. Or if it's your older sister, you would say Ati Remy. And that's just a respect kind of thing. And it's like that all over the Philippines. City Acre Flock says, Chad inspired me to start a channel. Good luck, buddy. Good luck. Got to come up with a plan, stick with it, figure out what your content's going to be about. Not that I'm like a super success that you have to model yourself after, but YouTube is hard. So be prepared for a lot of frustration. If you're talking about numbers, since you asked that, or you mentioned that, I looked over June. I looked over June. So we just passed 227,000 subs. So that's pretty good. And for all of June, 1.4K new subs. So that's 1,400 new subscribers. which is really low, to be honest, because last year I was gaining 2,500 new subscribers every month. But YouTube did something over the winter, and now it's so hard to grow. But anyways, and if you're talking about views, 572,000 views just in June. So that's pretty good, I think. Especially for a guy who didn't even know anything about YouTube before starting this YouTube channel. But yeah, YouTube is really hard. It's so hard to be successful. It's hard to stick with it. And I mean, you think about it, it's almost like sports. You think about how many people around the world play sports versus how many people actually make it to be professional. It's like less than 1%, right? And YouTube channels are like that. It's less than 1% that are like really successful. But don't let that discourage you. Like I said, come up with a plan. Make sure you have an idea what your content's going to be about. Work on the thumbnails, work on the titles. Don't waste 200 videos like I did. My first 200 videos were not designed to grow a channel, which is my biggest mistake. So I wasted like a long time. Like I wasted like a couple of years just making content that I liked versus making content what I think people would want to watch. Because you have to find that happy medium. Like as a creator, I don't want to make content that everybody else wants, but I don't want. So I try to make content that I like, but I also think other people will like. And that's not easy to do. Linda Smith, hello from Dallas, Texas. I love all the names you give the animals, especially Gloria Gaynor and the Four Stooges. Well, Gloria Gaynor was named by a viewer, and I honestly don't remember which viewer, but she suggested Gloria Gaynor because Gloria Gaynor was the singer of that song "I Will Survive," right? And Gloria Gaynor is the one survivor from the weasel attack. So I thought it was very fitting. Yeah. But thanks for watching, Linda. Holly says Billy's definitely preggers. Made You Look says, we quote things you say all the time, Chad. Like what? You've made it to the big time when people are quoting you. That's funny. What are the things that I say all the time? It is what it is. It is what it is. Gold over silver says the piglets will be so cute. Yeah, and it's summer. So the previous 2 times that we've had piglets was winter, and I had to set up heat lamps, and they were stuck inside the little stall in the barn. Only once the spring came they were able to go outside. So I mean, the way it is now, if she gives birth in August, it's like hot, right? So they'll stay inside for a little while, but then they'll be able to go outside too because it's all fenced in. They can't get out. It'll be fun to see them running around outside because piglets are one of those funny animals that when they're running, every time they take a stride, they grunt. So it's like, and it's funny. I like filming it. Olive wants to get on camera again. She's like, who's this guy talking to? Don't jump up here. I'm busy. I'm working. Made You Look says, we'll say, how you doing, bud? You give it to her good, Bobby? That's funny. Yeah. Snowy says, hi, Chad. Will you get the pigs some entertainment next winter? Like what? Tell me what I should do for entertainment. because the pigs just usually lie around all the time. I'd have to Google like mini pig activities. I think I skipped some of the chat. Oh, I did skip it. Sorry, I'm just slowly scrolling back to where I was. Every once in a while, when you're scrolling, and because I'm looking at all the words that you guys type on the side, all of a sudden it jumps down to the bottom, and I didn't put it there. And then I'm like, wait, I lost my spot. Anyways, my live streams so far, since I've been doing these live streams, since when is it? Like, I think it was the holidays last year, Christmas time or something, where I got up enough courage to do my first live stream. They've all been pretty long. Like, there's most creators that I've seen, or at least farm creators, just do like 1 hour. And mine are regularly 2 hours. Maybe it's because I'm so slow, like what gold over silver says, as I'm scrolling through the chat, because I'm so new to this. Got a big wad of hair stuck in my hand from petting this dog. Ati Laera says, Chad, do you think Bubbles would be ready to join the crew one day? Bubbles wants to go outside. I know Bubbles wants to go outside. I can see it. Yeah, Made You Look says, do you ever have bears bothering you? I wouldn't say bothering you. I know that they're kind of out there. I'm pretty sure I saw a bear once. This was, I think, the first year that we got the farm, and I saw a black thing at a distance. It was really far, though. All I could see was this kind of a black blob. But I was thinking to myself, what else could it be? If it wasn't a black bear, what else would it be? It wasn't like the shape of a dog or anything. What else would it be? So I come to the conclusion that it would have had to have been a black bear. But I haven't seen a bear since then. Sometimes I see big piles of poop, and I never know if it's like bear poop or coyote poop because they kind of look alike. And I'm not even trained on that. What do I look for? She really wants attention. Those Maine Coon, I see you guys are talking about the Maine Coon cats. Some of them are big, beautiful cats, eh? Those Maine Coons. Yeah. Miranda Rebecca, she's impressed at how she never thought that she would enjoy watching the pigs so much. And honestly, I think some of that is the way I handle the pigs, the way I film the pigs. Like I get the camera on the wide angle and then I go like that right up to their face. So because it amazes me how much they enjoy food. It should be no secret that you guys should know that I love food. But man, those pigs, they just love food. They love eating. And then that's the way they are. I'm like, close your mouth when you eat, guys. Yeah, slow and steady with Bubbles. That's what I say. Slow and steady. Gold over silver. Is Remy nearby? We love it when she pops in. I don't know if she's listening or watching this right now. She's upstairs. This is like my work area, my office. This is where I do all my editing. I call it my studio. But this is in the basement. There's on the top there's a window. That's like, the what do you call it? Just the little small little windows. I wouldn't even be able to fit there if there was a fire. But yeah, she's upstairs. I don't know what she's doing. She's doing something. She's always busy doing something. Miranda Rebecca says, I never liked pork. Now I refuse to eat it. That's tough. I feel like there's a couple things that I feel like I don't want to give up. And that's just me being weird. But I really like bacon. And bacon just goes good with so many different dishes. And I really like baby back ribs. So if you exclude those, I don't necessarily eat a whole lot of pork. But I am one of the rare kind of people that am able to separate pets from food. We have raised meat chickens and meat ducks, and we did all the harvesting and put them in the freezer and all that. But I also love the chickens. I think that you can do both, but we are meat eaters in this household. Piglets on the way. We might get 8. So the last litter that Billy had, which is 2 years ago now, I guess, there was 9 piglets, but one of them was a stillborn. I tried my best to wake it up, and I was shaking it and I was rubbing its chest, like trying to get the heart going, but it was already like born like that. So if you think about it, then she had 9 babies growing in there, but 8 of them survived, and they all did really well. Evelyn says, hi, Chad. Saw a video where the chicken's eating a mouse. Oh, yeah. Chickens, not only chickens will eat a mouse, they will kill a mouse. Chickens are omnivores, right? So you got herbivore, carnivore, and omnivore. And chickens are omnivores. They'll eat meat, no problem. Waleska Quintana says, keep 2 pigs, 1 boy and 1 girl for the future. What is the life expectancy for pigs? Pigs could live like 15 years, just like dogs do. But the thing about just keeping pigs, I mean, I had to figure that out, what we're going to do. But the more animals you keep, the more money you got to pay to take care of them and feed them and all of that. So unless YouTube is all of a sudden bringing in a whole bunch of additional money, I have to think about that when, you're managing how many animals you want to keep. Because you know what? Here's the truth. I like the cats. I would love to have 25 cats. The problem is the feed is like so expensive. If I have 25 cats, I'll be spending $1,000 a month on food for the cats. And then vet bills and all that kind of stuff. So I have to manage all that. But the way it is right now, Bobby, he is intact, meaning he has balls still. Like he can produce babies. So if I don't want piglets, I have to keep Bobby separate. Now, the vets gave an idea that, yes, you could neuter the boy, Bobby, but it's a huge, huge risk because he's already older, not old, but older. I think he's like 3 years old now. And how do you do it? You're going to have to somehow capture him and crate him and bring him to their clinic so that they can sedate him and then do the surgery because it's a serious surgery. So I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I don't even know if that's possible for me to accomplish that. But pretty soon I'll be separating Bobby out of Billy's pen because as we get closer to the birth of the piglets, I don't want Bobby in there, first of all. Second of all, I want Billy to get the appropriate amount of food, so they need to be separate. And then thirdly, I don't want the boy pig to continue to mate the pregnant pig. That might disturb the pregnancy. Maybe. I don't know. Ati Laera says, yes, I am Filipino. Oh, kumusta? Kumusta? Mabuti naman. Marunong ako ang Tagalog. Parang Filipino ako eh. That means I'm good in Tagalog, and I'm almost like a Filipino. Don't forget, I've been married for over 30 years. So, of course, I learned a bunch of Filipino. My wife's mother didn't speak a lot of English, so I learned Filipino a lot. And I used to communicate with her a lot in Tagalog. It's always nice to see Filipino people in the chat. Scrolling. A lot of you guys chat amongst yourselves too. Alyssa Chestnut. Hi, Chad. I'm glad you posted a video today. Are you talking about the YouTube short? I just did a short about the rose-breasted grosbeak because I saw that there's like a juvenile, and I thought it'd be interesting to show the juvenile and then what they look like when they're adults, because they look completely different. Yeah, Holly, Olive is clean. My wife gave her a bath. We have a whole routine. Olive is very good in like having a bath. So my wife opens up the shower door. It's a glass door. And then she says, okay, let's have a bath. Come on. And then Olive just walks right in and she sits there. And then my wife gives her a shower and, bathes her and all that. And then we have, I bought it off Amazon. It's like a little machine, but it's a blower, like a high powered blower. It doesn't get hot. I guess it's kind of lukewarm, but it really helps to dry these shaggy dogs because they take forever to dry. But we had to get her clean after that dunking in the pond. The pond has to get drained, which is on my list of things to do. The ducks still go in and swim. Doesn't stop them. But I wanted to water the garden and the orchard trees with that water and then clean out the bottom of the pond and kind of start fresh, because I haven't really cleaned the pond in 2 years. We built that pond 2 years ago now. Oh. Yeah, I couldn't get Olive to the groomer. We just bathed her ourselves because I guess they're booked. She did tell me that if they have an opening, they'll communicate, but she's booked at this point, I think last week of July. And I already have her September appointment booked, because what I do, because sometimes they're so busy, so I book 2 appointments, and then once she completes 1 appointment, then I'm already booking the second appointment out because I like to stay on top of it. Will is asking, are your feeder shorts generating new subs? I mean, not really. I think the one I did the other day gained me 2 subs. But it's interesting. I mean, if you think about the regular viewers that we have on the channel from the 227,000 subscribers, if I put out a video, I'm lucky if I get, 8, 9, 10,000 views. But if I put out a YouTube short, sometimes it only gets 2,000 views or 3,000 views. Sometimes it's 5 or 6,000 if it's about cats. And that's only because it's just my own viewers watching it. YouTube is not pushing it out. It's very hard to trigger that algorithm, I'm telling you. The amount of good, wholesome videos that I have, and I work so hard on my thumbnails. It's like I have at least like 20 videos where I thought for sure this one's going to go viral. It's an ongoing joke with my wife and I because I say, oh man, this video is so good. It's going to go viral for sure. And then she giggles because it hardly ever happens. But YouTube has changed so much over the years as well. There's a lot of other homestead farming type channels. They're not growing either. They have the same old subs that they always do, like Lumna Acres and Goldshaw and Cog Hill, and I don't know. There's a whole bunch of them that do farming type content, and they're all just stagnant because it's so hard to get a viral video nowadays. Now, if you have a video about your farm that you got 5 million views, let's say, you probably gained 60 or 70, maybe 80,000 subscribers from that one video. That's how channels kind of take off and explode so fast. Whereas I don't have that. The most successful video that I have is 4 million views. And it's like 2 years ago plus now. And the whole video is about cats. I'm not even in it. The farm's not really in it. It's just a video about the barn cats. So it attracted a lot of subscribers as well. But I think those type of people don't like watching the farm. But there is a small percentage of you viewers that kind of found me from the cat content. And then now you like the farm too. But I just mean in a general sense. So it takes a good long while to continue to build your complement of kind of like diehard fans. Because if you know any other YouTube channels, there's YouTube channels that have 1 million subscribers. And then when they put out a video, they get like 40,000 views or 70,000 views. So you think to yourself, well, they're getting like 6% viewership. So I think I'm falling in those lines as well. It's just an ongoing kind of adventure trying to grow the channel. You guys like it when I say, smell my finger. You want to smell my finger? What makes me laugh is that when I say, you want to smell my finger? Usually they come up and they smell the finger. So it's like, yes, I do want to smell your finger. Give it to me. But then they usually run away. Somebody's talking about Mango's being bullied. Mango's not being bullied. Mango's tough. If Sushi hits Mango, Mango hits her back. I don't think any of our cats are being bullied, to be honest. The thing is, anybody that has cats understand that the cats will annoy each other. They will do head swats. So, but that doesn't mean they hate each other, and it doesn't mean they're being bullied. I think head swats are kind of like a normal system within a cat family. That's like a hierarchy system. But Bubbles is the tiniest, cutest farm princess that we have, and she still swats the other cats. I've seen it. I've shown it in the videos. So it doesn't mean that, they hate each other, because the next day they're all rubbing their bodies into each other. You know how the cats rub their bodies? I think our cats get along pretty good. If anything, Sushi is kind of like an outsider, but it's improved a lot with Sushi. Yeah, keeping the boy pig Bobby separate rather than neutering him. This is kind of the conundrum, because if we go ahead and neuter the boy, then we basically can never have piglets again. And somebody mentioned in here, you should keep a boy piglet and a girl piglet so that you can have more piglets in the future. But I don't think I would do that. I don't think I would take a brother and a sister and then produce more piglets from that. I think poultry is different, and ducks and stuff. You can do that a few times before it'll give them health issues. Gold over silver. I've been watching 2 years now. The cats brought me. Yeah, see, you're one of those people that the cat, you found our channel from the cat videos, but then you also enjoy the other farm stuff. Waleska is asking, what does duck or goose taste like? Actually, goose kind of tastes like beef. If you cook it right, you roast it, goose kind of tastes like beef. Duck is all dark meat. You know how a chicken has kind of like dark meat and white meat? Duck is like all dark meat, and the duck meat itself seems to be a little bit greasy. So it's almost like if you think a chicken thigh is always a bit greasy and it's dark meat, that's kind of like the duck. But duck is very bony. So if when you harvest a duck, there's an awful lot of bones in there. So I don't know. My wife knows how to do all that stuff, so it's not an issue. But we haven't raised meat birds this year, and so I'm not gonna do any this year. I got too much going on. Made you look. Did it make you sad to harvest the animals? I, you know what? It's not to say that it's sad, because the thing is, I am able to separate what I'm growing for food versus like pet type animals. And it doesn't mean that I don't care for them any less, but I don't normally will keep birds that we're going to raise for meat. I don't keep them in the coop with all the pet chickens, because I feel like that would be weird. We always keep them in a separate coop. And I had wanted to do pasture chicken too. It's just that we had so many predators here. I didn't think that I wanted, how some people have like a mobile coop and then they keep moving the chickens on grass. I think that's a good way to raise meat chicken. But I just think with our predator situation and the fact that we're not on the farm, like maybe if I had some livestock dogs or something, I would do that, or proper fencing at least. But does it make us sad? I think when you're doing it for the first time, it feels kind of weird, but then you kind of get over it. It's just part of the process. The important thing when you're raising animals to eat, like food, like chicken or duck or any other kind of animal, it's important that you understand what went in to harvesting it. Like, what did you have to do to get the meat? What kind of a life did the animal live? Is it a chicken that lived in a 2x2 little cage that never gets to walk around? And then, you know what I mean? Like, or is it like a free run chicken that's living a relatively good life? A lot of people say they have one bad day. That's the harvest day, but the rest of their life they enjoyed. So there's all that to talk about. Oh, 5T3VO. I only started watching you the day you got sushi. Okay, yeah. So that's about a year and a half ago now. We got sushi in January, a year and a half ago. That's good. Thanks for watching. And talking back about the YouTube channel, there's a lot of variety of content that I have on my farm, right? And that's just the kind of content that I want to create. So it's like sometimes it's too much of a variety. And I understand this, how to grow on YouTube. You need to have a niche. And people that love animals, people that love the way I treat the animals, I don't think they necessarily want to see me harvesting the animals for food. It's a question I get a lot. Usually my comeback is, well, I mean, it's a farm. What do you think happens on a farm? But yeah, so somebody who's likes watching the woodworking and the equipment and the manly chainsaws and stuff like that, maybe those people don't want to watch when I'm making a video about the ducks or the geese, right? So that happens too. Like there's a lot of people unsubscribing from the channel every day. And I think every channel goes through that. It's normal. People come and go. Oh, Miranda, Rebecca, I went vegan years ago. Now I'm a vegetarian. I mean, good for you. That's okay. I don't mind that at all. I don't think I could ever be a vegetarian type person. Not only because I like meat. I mean, I don't know. I guess maybe I've just been spoiled eating meat all my life. I mean, I don't I think it would be difficult for me to just kind of cold turkey that, like just stop it. That's Meat is where I get a lot of my protein from, and I'm like a big dude. So I need like protein a lot. I don't want to be just eating like a protein shake every day. I like real food. The pigs that went to the butcher were always named bacon or sausage or ham. Any animal that we raised for meat, we didn't name them. Yeah. Evelyn Bally says, Chad, I get a kick out of when you say to the cats to come in. What are you doing? Like they're going to answer you. Come on, what are you doing? Especially that Mango. I look him straight in the eye. Mango, what are you doing? Let's go. I got to go edit the video. Rebecca is asking if he doesn't spray or do things other intact boys do, does he have to be castrated? So the vet that came last November, she warned me that as time goes on and the boy pig gets older, he will become more aggressive. Now, what that aggressive looks like, we're not sure, because he could just be like a horny guy, like not aggressive in the sense that he'll hurt me or anything. But you definitely don't want him to be aggressive. What happens when we have to trim his feet or trim his tusks? When you're talking about a boar like boy pigs, they have tusks. They have these big long teeth that grow sideways, and you have to like cut them. You have to trim them. That's not something I can do. You need the vet to do that. Leanne Hall, how did you meet your lovely wife? We met at work. I was working there first, and she came to work there. This is going back to 1992. And then we were married in 95, 31 years ago. Denise, Mango does hang out in the rafters, but I don't think that's because of other cats. I think that's because of me. There are times that he just gets freaked out about stuff. So if you think about the day that I was chasing Bubbles around to get her to the vet. Now we suspected at that point that Bubbles was ill somehow, right? Because I made a video, I'm showing it you guys, I'm sharing everything. You can see Bubbles' belly was all swollen, and it's like, how could she be pregnant if all of our boys are neutered? So we took her to the vet. Now, trying to get her to the vet is a huge job. She doesn't want to get picked up. She's running away from me. So what I did is I blocked off the door to the cat house, and I was just working with the catio, which doesn't have rafters. The problem with Bubbles in the cat house, when I was trying to get her, she would just go up to the rafters, and then I can't reach. So that wasn't working. So finally I chased her out into the catio, and then I blocked the door. Now Mango just happened to be outside also in the catio with Tango, as a matter of fact. So that time I'm chasing Bubbles for like a half an hour trying to get her in the crate. And Mango, he's there and he's freaking out too. But interestingly enough, Tango was there. And I mean, the very next day after Bubbles was, taken for the emergency and all that, Mango was just freaked out for like several weeks after that. But Tango was fine the next day. So that's just the difference in personality between Mango and Tango. So if I start chasing cats, Mango gets freaked out. Mango also gets freaked out by this girl right here. Sometimes Olive, she's very innocent. She just wants to see the cats or play with the cats. So she might get too close to Mango, and then Mango freaks out. What? I'm talking about you. You stay there. I'm busy. But yeah, I really don't think he's being bullied. What are you doing? You want to say hi to the camera? Hey? Look at that beautiful face. See, you're right there in the TV. How could you not love this dog? Honestly. Mango's one of those weird cats that occasionally I can pet him, and sometimes I can pet him many times in a row. You're tired out? Are we keeping you up? Don't kiss me. That's yuck. It probably tastes like duck pond. Don't lick the keyboard. Oh, you just lost my spot. Oh, Jenny Carling. Hi, Chad. Daisy the cat said hi to the Claw crew. Jenny and Brian. Hope you guys are okay. Out there in the UK, Essex. Essex. That's you guys must be hot over there then, eh? Is the UK included in all the heat waves? Okay, that's enough. Down. Down. I know. Down. Hey. I know, but you're not a lap dog. You're not a chihuahua. Let me scooch in here. We only have a little bit more time left. I'm trying to get through all these chats before it reaches the 2-hour point. Cat Blake. There's Cat Blake. Hey, Chad. Hey, everyone. Cat Blake is the one who helped me with some of the designs on the merchandise. Thanks, Cat Blake. A lot of good comments about those merchandise designs. Nice you could join us, although I'll probably get off here in about 10 minutes. Boston Photographer says, I can tell you this, your subscribers are loyal. Yes. Yes. It's that little group. I don't say little, but I mean, it's thousands of people. It's that little group of people, of you viewers, that it's like you're anticipating the next video. It's almost like you can't wait for the next video. And those are the best viewers to have, to be honest, because it's like as soon as I release a video, there's so many people watching it. Those first 6 or 7 hours on a day that I'm releasing the video, that's when you get the majority of your views. Olive, what are you doing? I know, Sarah, what is she doing? She's just, I don't know, every once in a while, even when I'm editing, I could be here editing. It's late at night. It could be 11, 12 o'clock, midnight. And I don't know, getting ready to finish. And then she'll just push her, like nudge her head under there. She's the coolest, though. Yeah, Bev, she's like, when's dinner time? I'll tell you, though. Let me tell you just a quick story. I know we still have a few minutes. When we're eating dinner, that's the same time that my wife gives Olive her food. Now, Olive, 99% of the time, she does not finish the food. 99% of the time, she eats like maybe half of the food. And then she's ready to do whatever it is I'm doing for the evening with me. So it could be I'm editing. It could be like now we're doing this live chat. She's hanging out with me. It could be I'm watching TV. It could be I'm working in the yard or whatever the case is. She's always by my side. So that's what she anticipates. And then so once we go to bed, like for the evening, and we're sleeping now, that's when she's going to eat the left of the the rest of her food. It's like clockwork, though. Kristen B, good night from Scotland. Scotland. My wife wants to visit Scotland. I'm like, one day, a lot of nice castles in Scotland, right? I don't really know what Scotland is known for around the world, but Scotland and Ireland she wants to visit. Oh, thanks, Thomas. I haven't seen you in here. You just joining us? Happy 4th. Boston Photographer. Bad news from Team Canada today. Yeah, Morocco took it. It was tough, but we made it further than we ever have before. So that's saying something. She is very clingy. The problem, when you say clingy, the problem with Olive being clingy is that she has just a little bit of separation anxiety. Not full on, just a bit. Like, let me give you an example. That I could be gone for like an hour, and when I come home, it takes like 15 minutes for her to calm down because she's so excited to see me. Yeah. But she's an excellent, excellent dog. Delicately destroyed says Olive looks like she's part dog and part woolly mammoth. I always call her a wildebeest. Yeah, she is a superstar. That was a funny scene, eh, Thomas? Priceless scene. I'm so lucky I got that on camera when Olive got dunked in the pond by the goose, the guard goose mafia. Yeah, I like that too. The GGM, the GGM crew. Oh boy, it's good to know that they're doing their job though, eh, Thomas? Gold over silver. Remy is smart to cover up and protect herself from the sun. Yeah, she's very, very concerned about sun damage to the skin. She's always learning and watching videos. And we ordered this clothing. It's almost like a zipper jacket, but it's made out of like UV coated material, and it's very like it's like a linen almost. It's very lightweight, like it doesn't make you too hot, and it has a hood. So she puts the hood on because if you don't have a hood, let's say you just wear a hat. Like if you look at me, okay, you can see there's a line right here because that's where my hat is. So this part is okay, but from the eyes down here, it starts to get like burned, like changing in the sun. Now, I don't protect myself the same way she does, but she's good, and I don't know. That's just her thing. It's not a good or a bad thing. It's just what she does. I mean, you can't get away from the bugs too. So when you're sitting there and you're working in the garden and you're constantly doing this, you're trying to do your thing, but you're constantly doing this. That's why they're called bugs, because they bug you. There's a lot less bugs though. She was out there in the garden the other day and she didn't have anything on because I think that bug season is done. Oh. Oh, Julie's life says my grandmother left Scotland around 1903 by ship to Nova Scotia. And I mean, Nova Scotia was like developed like as the new Scotland, right? Ended up clear across your country, got married, and my grandfather worked for the railroad. Interesting. So they got around, eh? Yeah, 5T3VO. She don't trust sunscreen. And here's the thing about sunscreen. Like when you start learning and studying a little bit about sunscreen, it's like not good for you. There are some sunscreens that are okay for you, but most of the generic type sunscreens, they're just not good for you. They have too many chemicals in it. So you're slathering that all over your body. Your body is absorbing all these chemicals. So she's a believer of that. She would rather just protect herself with a shirt or a big hat rather than putting on those, what do you call it? The sun protection cream. Josie says, my best friend just had surgery to remove skin cancer. Yeah, I mean, you got to watch it. As we all get older, it just becomes a thing. Like when I'm working on the farm, I never take my shirt off because I'm like a white man, right? My skin is really like pasty white. Look at that. It's like white inside. And I don't want to take my shirt off because there is cancer in my family history. So I don't want to do anything that makes me have a higher chance. That's why you always see me in a hat. And I also wear the wide brim hats because I want to keep the sun off my neck and off my face and everything. I got to still look young as I'm getting older. I think I still look pretty good. I'm losing my hair a little bit, but I still got a little bit of handsomeness on me. Just a bit. From here up. Yeah, Thomas. See, Thomas doesn't use sunscreen at all. Just make sure you're covered up whenever you need to cover up. Too many chemicals in everything these days, including our food. I was just watching a little quick documentary about ice cream, and there's when you're going to the store to look for ice cream, you have to make sure that the product is labeled ice cream, because there's a lot of product now that is not legally allowed to be called ice cream. So they're only allowed to put frozen ice dessert or frozen dessert. They're not allowed to call it ice cream because they've diluted all of with so many different chemicals in there. It's not technically ice cream anymore. But I thought it was just interesting. Anyways, guys, what do you think? It's 2 hours and 1 minute. I got to eat my dinner. I got to get all of her dinner, and then I got to continue editing my Monday video, which is a video about building the chicken coop. You guys will see big changes in the building of the chicken coop. So make sure you stay tuned for that. And I guess it's good that it rained today, because it gives me a chance to do a live stream. I'm like, okay, let's do a live stream. Yeah. So thanks for joining me. You guys take care. Anybody who wants to watch the chat after the fact, there is a way to see the chat. I hope you've all figured that out already. But whenever I'm uploading these live streams, I click the button that says live chat replay, so that when you watch it back, you can click the little messaging thing on the bottom and you will be able to see the actual live chat, because it's fun to see the chat, right? But I guess we'll see you all in the comments on Monday morning's video. All you Americans, have a great 4th of July, or the remainder of the 4th of July. Don't eat too much snacks tonight. But we'll see you. Everybody else, have a great weekend. And I am going to end the stream right now. Bye-bye.